What's going on, guys? My name is Chuki Beats 99, and today we have the first ever episode of my podcast. What the name is, I have no idea. Maybe we'll come up with a name throughout this podcast. I know it's pretty stereotypical for gamers to start a podcast as a form of therapy, and that's exactly what we're going to be doing here. As you can see, to my left or right, whichever it's going to pop up, we have our boy Matthew Red Watts. Don't Facebook his name. He's a fellow content creator,
I'm not
probably
on
one
Facebook.
of my oldest friends on here on YouTube, Twitch streaming, TikTok in general. As you can see, the quarantine has hit him quite hard. He's eating Taco Bell every single night.
Dude, I was legit about to go get Taco Bell after
Exactly. This motherfucker woke up at 2 p.m.
Yeah,
and thought
pretty
about
much.
Taco Bell. So that's how you pretty much know he's
An
scuffed.
epic gamer.
He's an epic gamer. So I have to apologize for my background right now. It's kind of whack. You just kind of see a calendar in the background, and my camera's all grainy. At least Matt looks kind of good. But yeah, we're starting a podcast here. I don't know what the podcast is going to be named, but I just know that the concept behind it is going to have 9 questions or 9 concepts that we're going to be talking about. Hence the name, Chuki Beats 99. Instead of doing 99 questions, we're just going to do 9. Just because, you know.
The Tricky 9 podcast.
Yeah. Okay.
9 tricky questions.
Okay. 9 tricky questions. You know what? He's on to
Straight off the
something.
dome.
Off the dome. And that's one of the things we want to talk to Matt here about. Obviously, he's a pioneer in content. He makes a bunch of fucking clickbait content.
Recently. I don't make clickbait content all the time. I don't want to do that.
If you guys go check out
in
his
the future.
channel, link down in the description. Like the past 4 or 5 videos that he's made have all been like clickbait content. What's one of your titles for one of your things?
I beat Moist Critical's impossible speedrun.
Which is it true?
No, of course not.
It's fabricated truth. Not exactly.
Yeah,
true.
all I said was he faked his run, and my run is not faked, even though it is faked.
And what about your second video that you made?
Oh, Dream did not cheat in his speed run, right?
Yeah.
But of course he did, or not. I don't know. It's weird on both sides.
Yeah.
And then another one was I'm quitting YouTube. Of course I'm not quitting YouTube. It was just a response to all the dislikes I was getting on my other 2 videos.
He
about
literally
the
gets
clickbait.
20 dislikes on one video. He has 1,000 subscribers, so obviously he's going to get, maybe around 30, 40 interactions, maybe a little bit more, depending on how active the fan base is. So 20 to 30 dislikes is a lot for him. He's over here tripping
200, actually.
200 dislikes? Oh,
I
yeah,
can
that's
check
right
now.
I would check right now, but it messes up the recording.
602. But 1,800 likes, so it's not that bad.
For a ratio of I guess the 1,000 likes that you got or interactions, it's like a
it's like
60-40.
No, not really. It's like, let's just say 18 to 6.
No, okay,
like that.
Okay, whatever fucking fraction that is.
Whatever, 18 to 6. That's
But
the
yeah.
ratio we're going with.
His content's pretty good. He makes a bunch of TikToks, and they're actually quite funny. Half of the shit he makes is stolen, but I mean, at least he puts his own
Stolen?
his own twist to it.
Original. What are you talking about?
Well,
some are stolen.
some are
of course.
stolen, of course. I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do.
I wouldn't say all of it's original, but most of it's original, I would say.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely click on his videos and actually believe what he's saying, and then I get 2 minutes in and then realize it is cap. So, obviously that's a little bit of his current background. I met Red back in 2017 around Infinite Warfare. I used to stream on Mixer, rest in peace. For anybody of you guys know Mixer, it was an old streaming platform that used to be Beam that was created by Microsoft. And it was famous because Ninja and Shroud and a couple other streamers signed to Mixer after their Twitch contracts expired and made $30-40 million just to moving over Twitch platforms or platforms from Twitch to Mixer. Now this is a stupendous dub as Mixer shut down 6 months later because they just didn't have the funding. And in terms of streaming and like all the services that Twitch had compared to Mixer, they were never going to get anywhere. I mean, Mixer was kind of like a smaller stream. It's kind of like that one that PewDiePie was like invested in, or he would like
D-Live.
Yeah, it was kind of like D-Live, but it was a little bigger. There was people with thousands of viewers compared to hundreds of viewers on D-Live. But it would usually be like bait streams, kind of like with the fucking Valorant drops and stuff like that. There wasn't drops on Mixer, but they were like bait streams, where like free gift card every 1,000 followers or 100 followers, and there would just be a bunch of bait. That essentially was what Mixer was, and it was just kind of like another stepping stone people would use to gather a different audience. The audience of Mixer was more towards like Xbox console gamers, which was very difficult for PC gamers because, Mixer was on the front page of your Xbox console. It literally had its own section, and like the top 4 streamers that were streaming in a certain like genre were on the front page. So, anybody on Mixer was like, fuck yeah, I want to be on the front page of Mixer. And, it was pretty motivating, I would say so. Wouldn't you think?
I mean, yeah, but like once you click on the ad, you're just getting bombarded with ads. Well, it's not really ads, but like sponsored streams and like 24/7. Those
24/7 farm
like
streams.
Forza or like Paladins, where if you watch a stream, you can get points towards a game, so you can unlock like cars or whatever skins.
There was some
just
sort
basically
of there was some sort of like a drop system, kind of like how like there's charms in Rainbow Six, for example. The more you watch, the more you get, and the higher probability you will get of something good. Something kind of like with Valorant, stuff like that. They had like I think Mixer had one of the better drop systems compared to Twitch. Twitch didn't have any points. Twitch didn't have easy way to get bits. You had to buy bits practically, and there was not that much like channel interaction besides the Twitch chat and donations. And Mixer actually had a pretty good idea with like stickers and stuff like that. The more you watch the streamer, the more points you got. The more you chatted, the more points you got. And you can use these on fun interactive mini games that you can put up on your screen via OBS and like some source stuff. Same thing with like super chats. I think Mixer had the first super chats. But they weren't really like message based. They were more towards like sticker based. So if you got like 1,000 sparks, that's what they were called, you could just like put a cool little like emoji or whatever. And eventually, Mixer made that, or YouTube turned that into super chats, where you can just highlight your message and make sure it comes up across better. And then Twitch obviously changed that with like the it'll highlight your message too. So essentially, Mixer did some pretty cool pioneering stuff, but unfortunately, Twitch and YouTube would end up doing it better. And as soon as Mixer saw that, they were like, "Fuck this! We don't have enough money. Microsoft doesn't have enough money to, support it." There was no MixerCon. The closest thing we got to MixerCon was like a PAX booth at almost every PAX. I mean, they were. I
got a free T-shirt for playing Fortnite there. So
yeah, they were pretty poppin'. It was like one of the bigger booths because they would have like these partnered streamers come out, big streamers, and stream from their little booths, which is pretty cool. Matthew's cam is getting all unfocused. It's all good. But yeah, it was pretty cool. But it was ultimately it was just like gonna die, or it would never see the growth that Twitch was. And then at the beginning of 2020, it switched over to Facebook Gaming. Now, every partnered streamer, the way they went about this transition, by the way, is every partnered streamer would be able to be partnered on Facebook Gaming. And if you had enough criteria to become a partnered streamer, you could go on Facebook Gaming. And I don't know if you guys know anything about Facebook Gaming, but it is not user-friendly whatsoever. It's just a bunch of moms playing Minecraft.
Oh, and Cinnamon Toast. Not Cinnamon Toast. Disguised Toast. Cinnamon Toast is the PewDiePie guy.
Yeah, there's some pretty well-known streamers on there. Disguised Toast.
Like name one.
Karina Kumpf. That one.
Who? No, I'm sorry.
Twitter thought. Definitely don't know who she is, but there's some, not that many. A lot of Mixer partners that had like a dwindling fan base ended up switching. They didn't want to like try going on Twitch or YouTube. Some of them did, some of them didn't. Jared FPS, some other guy. I don't remember their names. I honestly don't remember any Mixer partners other than Jared FPS. There was even an Optic guy, Optic Diesel, went to Mixer and streamed specifically on Mixer, but he came back to Twitch.
Okay.
But yeah, so it kind of sucked, you know. I had like 4,000 followers on Mixer, and I would average like 20 viewers, which in the grand scheme of things is not even good. Even by YouTube numbers, that's not good. On a good day, but usually if I didn't stream for like a week or even a month or so, I would like maybe average 5 or 7. I think Matt quit Mixer way before I did. He quit like late 2017 or 2019, I think, and went back to Twitch.
Something like that. I quit on 2K followers.
Yeah, he had 2K
Mixer.
followers.
I realized early on that you're not going to grow a fan base on there.
Yeah. And the big thing is when it comes to like Twitch and like YouTube, usually the viewers are there to watch. And one of the big things Mixer just had it like wrong from the very beginning is being specifically on Xbox, because if you're on Xbox, you're playing Xbox games streaming on an Xbox platform or a Microsoft platform. So for me, and I think Matt also took advantage of this, is that if you know that your viewers are on Xbox and you're playing Xbox games, you can have them come play with you on Xbox. And, you know, that was a good way you could do. I would always be like, hey, if you want to come play, all you have to do is hit that follow button and send me your gamer tag. That's literally what we would do. I had like millions of Minecraft
as a favorite.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And it was a pretty easy way to get followers. A lot of people figure that out. Same thing with Call of Duty and stuff like that. You know, you ask, follow, and you can come play. You know, I had like a big-ass Minecraft server, Minecraft World. And ultimately, I was held back because it's on fucking Bedrock, not Java. And that's one of the big things that, you know, came across to me and Matt. If you want to stream other games other than console games like PC, your viewer base is going to be shit on. You're not going to get any views. And me, I play a lot of Rainbow Six, and I played a bunch of Rainbow Six on console. I would play with viewers if they followed. But then I realized the world of gaming on PC. So when I switched to PC, I immediately lost all my viewer base. They were like, can I play? No, I'm on PC. Do you have a PC? No. All right, then bye. So it kind of sucked. And this is before a lot of the cross-platform games came out. The only cross-platform game there was Fortnite. That's it. Now you can play Call of Duty. If I was on Mixer now, I'd probably be okay because, you know, they could just play with people on Xbox and PlayStation, stuff like that. And I think Matt realized that way before I did. Because he was playing a lot of Minecraft on PC and Roblox and shit for whatever fucking reason he was playing Roblox.
Easy viewers, come on. You gotta capitalize on easy views.
He's not wrong. But yeah.
Yeah, but your fan base is just gonna be all young kids.
Yeah, it was like,
which I do not want a young fan base in the future, because right now I do have a really young fan base.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to strain them, you know, like the strainers. Like I'm trying to strain the viewers out and try to get all the, you know.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So essentially what that was is just like on Mixer, you'd get all these little Xbox kids, and they'd be from ages like 7 to like 14.
Not even allowed to be on Mixer.
You're not even allowed to be on Mixer until
you're
13. You're just on there because you've figured out how to use the controller, you know? And it was really kind of awkward for us to be, we're obviously older. We didn't start streaming until we were like, you know, 16, 17 years old. We obviously understand a little bit more dark humor and more adult content that we were making and saying, and we didn't feel, at least I didn't feel that comfortable saying that many bad words in front of 8 or 9-year-olds. And when I did, I always felt bad because I'm like, fuck, this kid's gonna say fuck to his mom. And I'm like, I'm responsible for that. And, you know, it was not that great. I mean, there were some adults on there, but they were kind of, you know, here and there. They weren't
child predators. No,
yeah, that too. But there was like, you know, some adults that understood that Mixer was the smaller platform, and they would usually just stream on there. They wouldn't really use it to watch. And it was actually a good thing because there was like a lot of little kids didn't know what Mixer was. They didn't know how to stream, and when they saw a streamer that knew what they were doing, they would immediately go to it. So like Matt really saw that. He really like made his you know, he put overlays, he put his face cam, he put alerts and all this cool stuff. And he got more followers than me at the beginning. I think he reached 1,000 followers before I did on
Mixer. There was this, what Mixer has done that was like better than Twitch was these hype zones or something, whatever they were called. where like if you're playing like a battle royale, for example, and you're like in the top 10, they would host your stream for like lots of viewers, and everyone would be watching you, and that's how I got like most of my followers from there.
Yeah, I remember those. So
Was,
yeah, it would be essentially it's like a bot that they would use to host, and that host would always have like 1,000, 2,000 viewers on there because it would essentially just be a channel that would hop to other channels, watch them, and they would either see if they're like top 10, you know, it's either the win or the loss. And that's like a super tense situation back then when Fortnite was really popping. You know, it was a quick way of saying only top 10 games instead of watching a whole Fortnite game. So that was good and bad because it wasn't promoting the long-term viewership of Mixer, and it was promoting like the short-term viewership of Mixer. So if you're not top 10, you're not getting hosted. So it was
yeah, if you're
like,
bad at the game, just don't count on being hosted.
Yeah. And like people would host, and you know, there would be some really bad players that win because they're in a bot lobby and they get like 100 followers and they think the fucking king of the world, they're asking for donations, right? Or it would be like the bigger streamers that are partnered that they would literally turn off Hype Zone because it would just be a bunch of fake followers and fake views, because essentially that's what they was. They would follow you, they would watch you for 20 minutes, if at all, and then they'd leave. They never check your channel again. So I think that was pretty cool of Mixer to do at the very beginning. But as it progressed to other games, they had one for Rainbow Six, which was mind-blowing. I thought it was going to be the biggest thing ever. I thought I was going to get like 1 million followers. But it never came to my channel because it was dumb. It was like they would host you for the last 25 seconds. And the last 25 seconds of a rainbow match are two people holding an angle waiting for one to move. Like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
it was pretty boring.
It was pretty
Really?
boring, yeah. Fortnite, I mean...
I don't think Hype Zone works well with, like,
shooters.
S&D type games.
Yeah. Shooters in general, I mean, you really can't do it in Call of Duty. I feel like Warzone would be a great top 10 situation. Hype Zone, because it's a little longer of a top 10 situation. Fortnite, they did it well. It was just, you know, there were some problems with it. They had one for Apex, I think. And I don't remember what else. But yeah, Mixer was pretty cool like that. I mean, there was a bunch of like new things that Mixer brought up, and of course it just didn't translate well. And yeah, I ended up switching in April of 2020, just because quarantine hit. Thank you, COVID. And I was like, you know what? My views in general for the first 4 months, I was like, you know, I'm going to give it a quarter of the year, see if Mixer goes anywhere. It didn't, so I switched over to Twitch. It was a weird transition period because nobody knew what the fuck was going on. I was double streaming, and I wasn't making that much content because I started working too, so it was kind of difficult to go to school and to work. And yeah, it was kind of weird. And the summer was just work. I did stream a little bit more. I made a little bit more YouTube videos, but not too many. And then obviously the fall hit. I would go to college. I move out of here. Even less content because I realized that once I get to college, all my shit doesn't work. My computer's ass. I have terrible lighting, and there's no games playing. Like, people are playing Fall Guys, and like Fall Guys lived like a total of 2 weeks. And then Among Us came around. I like Among Us, but I get bored of it after I play the same map like 4 times. I don't know about you.
Yeah, it's just it was fun in the beginning. Yeah, because like
people
my
didn't
friends
know what
and
they
I
were doing.
we were playing that game before it even became big. Before even like, you know, the big streamers, Soda Poppin', XQC, Valkyrie, and all that started playing it. And so like we kind of just stopped playing when the hype was just getting bigger because it was just
becoming too niche. It was like playing Minecraft or Fortnite. You were gonna get viewers, but were they even gonna stick around? You know. And that's kind of it. I moved back home November. I still went to school for like 2 weeks after Thanksgiving, and now I'm back home. I set up. I got everything back to normal. I'm in a different room. Obviously, my brother took my old office, which kind of sucks. And hopefully here in 2021 we can start off fresh. I'm gonna stay here at home at least for the foreseeable 9 months, and then probably move back to New Mexico, is where I go to college. NMSU Aggies, and hopefully get an apartment and actually set up so I can actually stream over there without any interruptions. That's kind of like a wrap up of where we've been for like the past like 4 years almost. From 2017 to like 2019, 2018, I would think, like the fall of 2017 to the fall of 2018. I think me and Matt played together like almost every fucking day because Infinite Warfare was popping. We would 1v1 kids
GBs, man,
and
game
1v1
battles.
each other and play with each other. It was like popping year of Call of Duty. Everybody hates Infinite Warfare. I don't blame them.
It was
a shit
personally
game.
one of my favorites.
I just like the movement. It felt like the best jetpack Call of Duty game out at that moment. And I just like that game. I don't know why. We both really enjoyed that game. We made a bunch of content. You can go back to our channels and watch the 1v1s or 2v2s that we would make. And then World War II dropped in 2018. That's when you didn't really like the game that much, right?
No, but I still grind it out a bit.
He still grinded it out, but I didn't think you enjoyed content on it as much, no.
No, not really.
Yeah. After being so used to like jetpack Call of Duties from like Advanced Warfare, Black Ops 3, and Infinite Warfare, like you could figure out cool things to show off in jetpack Call of Duties that you couldn't really do in Boots on the Ground. Like you could show this cool wall run, slide, cancel, fucking pre-aim or some shit. You know, a fast way to get here before the enemy does. And when it comes to Boots on the Ground games, I feel like you're obviously much slower, and the games play a lot more linear rather than free. So obviously it was content challenging, I guess you could say. And I know that's when you stopped playing the game. I obviously still play the shit out of World War II. Obviously didn't take competitive that serious. I know you didn't that much. I went to champs of World War II, and it was kind of like boring. Like, I mean, obviously there were some hype matches, but it was a really boring game. I didn't like that. I think that is one of the worst Call of Duties to date after playing it for like a year. I don't know about you. Alrighty, well, we had a quick cut into the conversation there. My internet went to shit, but we're jumping right back on. So, where were we? Starting off like end of World War II. I didn't really, we obviously didn't play that game that much, and Black Ops 4 was coming out. What were your thoughts on Black Ops 4?
I played it a bit. I really loved the movement in it. It was very fast paced. The time to kill, it was a little bit too much, but it was like, you know, you just had to deal with it.
Yeah.
And like the camos were amazing. I think it was one of the best Call of Duties for customization on your weapons.
Definitely.
So yeah, but like it just felt repetitive, and you know, I kind of quit in the middle of it and just haven't played it since.
Yeah, Black Ops 4 was definitely one of those games where it's a Treyarch game. Everybody loves Treyarch. I mean, I like Treyarch, but it's not like that's the only reason I'm buying Call of Duty, because it's a Treyarch Call of Duty. I grinded the shit out of that game. I really tried for comp that game. I think we both got Dark Matter. I don't know if you got it. I think you were about to.
No, really I don't think I grinded for Dark Matter in that game.
No. Obviously, Treyarch games are always like really cool when it comes to camos and customization. I think honestly, Black Ops 3 customization was better than Black Ops 4, at least at the beginning, because I remember at Black Ops 3 at the very beginning, out of the box, you can customize how your character looks. You couldn't customize your character at all in Black Ops 4 until like halfway through the game, and Blackout came out, their battle royale, and it was just kind of whack to me. I feel like it was kind of a step backwards from where Black Ops 3 was. League play took forever to come out. Obviously, unfinished multiplayer. There was like 5 game modes you could play at the beginning, and then they started, implementing more. So it was kind of challenging. I played that a shit ton. I watched a bunch of comp in that game, and ultimately I just stopped playing it as soon as like Pro League stops. Usually that's what I end up doing. As soon as like Call of Duty League, back then Call of Duty League, or CDL, as soon as that stops, I stop playing the game, because I just don't have anything to like really motivate myself to, whether it's like learning the game. I know you kind of felt the same way, at least at the beginning.
Yeah.
Not that much content was made from either of us, I believe, in that game. I think that was like the height of Minecraft, probably. Next year we have.
I didn't really like Black Ops 4 that much.
Yeah. Next year we have Modern Warfare, everybody's favorite Call of Duty. I think it was not a bad Call of Duty to play casually, but it was the worst competitive Call of Duty I've ever played in my entire life.
I mean, I think it was definitely better than Black Ops 4. I liked it a lot.
Competitively or casually?
Competitively.
Really?
Because they added the new tactical sprint into the game, which added more movement mechanics, and also they have bunny hopping. I don't know if you know, like
like a
of
fast
course
jump,
you do.
double tap.
Yeah, bunny hopping, and they have slide canceling, which I don't think it was intended for the game, but people did it anyways, and it added a skill gap to the game, which I really liked.
That's one things. Now that I remember, we were arguing about this of whether Modern Warfare was good or not, like literally last week or some shit. And now I realize, like, when it comes to like Call of Duty, there has to be a bigger skill gap from like really good players to really bad players. And once we get to Cold War, that's a whole different thing. But like, I feel like on World War II, obviously the first boots on the ground game back, there was like no skill gap. It literally felt like you were playing Black Ops 1. There was no slide. There was a dolphin dive, which we haven't seen since Black Ops 2. That's a 2013 mechanic in like 2018 or 2019, whenever it was. And yeah, it just it felt like everybody. It was cool because everybody was on the same playing fields. But like the true like good players, you really couldn't tell if they were good. The only way you could tell if they were good is if they were using like a pro player class, which is like a PPSH and like a bar or whatever the fuck they were using. That's the only reason, or the only way you can tell if someone was good on that game. You come to Black Ops 4, they have slides. You know, if you're using the slide better, the time to kill was super fast. So, you know, your aim, there was really like low aim assist. So if you were really good at controlling your SOG or, you know, other guns, I feel like recoil in that game was super easy, but like the SOG, at least at the end, was really
definitely
really
there was
easy.
no recoil.
The ICR was like
Black Ops 4.
Literally you didn't have to touch your left stick to hold that ICR down. The Maddox had a little bit of recoil, but you know there was like the whole aiming in, aiming out type thing, and you know people are having seizures trying to aim down a hallway, and I feel like it had a little bit more of a skill gap just because you can like maneuver through the map a little better and a little bit more different with your abilities and stuff like that. With the grappling hook, your different, you know, abilities. And then Modern Warfare comes out where they add the new type of sprint, really fast movement, really fast time to kill. So it's like you can clearly tell if you're getting shot, you can turn around and absolutely spit on that next person and you know that you're better. Compared to every other game before that, where everybody soaked up like 40
time to kill on
bullets.
that game was good. It was perfect. I feel like
it was a little too fast, but they ended up changing it towards the end, and it was obviously you know, pretty easy. And I think it was overall a bad competitive game, only because the maps were so horrendous, and they did not suit 5v5.
But to be honest, it did like break record numbers when like for the competitive scene and their viewers.
Yeah.
Because that was when they switched to YouTube. And
Yeah.
people are on YouTube, so they have like 100,000s of people just watching the competitive.
Yeah, definitely with the CDL moving to YouTube, it's really capturing like that YouTube audience. You know, Call of Duty YouTube videos do so well. Why wouldn't a Call of Duty YouTube stream do well? And you know, compared to I think if it was on Twitch, it would have done worse. Just because Twitch is so saturated with competitive gameplay and people that watch it. So I'm glad it was on YouTube. But to me, I just felt like, because I played a pretty good deal of competitive in that game. I think we played together. I couldn't remember. But I really didn't like the game. Like, I didn't want to play Hackney Yard at all. I didn't want to play the stupid like deserty map with like a bunch of buildings in the middle. I think that meme when it first came out,
dude, I hated that map.
That's like literally every map too, which sucks. There was just either maps were too small, too big, and there was like 3 perfect maps. Like it was like the train station one. I don't remember what that one was called. And literally that's the only map that I can really remember, and I can't even remember the name of it. So it was all right. I feel like casually the game was awesome. I feel like the camos could have been better, but besides the fact of the camos, I feel like the game ran really smooth at 6v6 or at 4v4. There was at 5v5 middle ground was kind of whack, at least in my opinion.
I like 4v4 much better than
definitely
5v5.
Like 4v4 way more better. That brings us to the current Call of Duty, and Call of Duty Cold War. Now this is the first Call of Duty, Matt, that you did not buy straight off release, and you want to tell us why?
No, I've only played on the free weekend.
I'm gonna turn on my light.
Not
Go
a
ahead.
fan. Yeah, I'm just not a fan of, you know. It's just There's no skill gap. I feel like I'm dying a lot quicker, dying a lot more in this game than any other Call of Duty. Like my KD in this game hasn't been this bad since I first started playing Call of Duty. I think currently I have like a 1.5 KD in Cold War, and I'm level 40.
Mm-hmm.
But of course I can't play the game anymore because the free weekend is no longer. So I've tried all of the competitive weapons and stuff such, and there's just a lot of problems with the game. I can't see anybody. It's hard to see people. The time to kill I think is way too quick, or
Mm-hmm.
like way too inaccurate, or like consistent. It's not
Yeah,
consistent at all,
definitely.
and it's a pre-aim game
Mm-hmm.
basically. Like all you have to do is just pre-aim a corner. If you see him first, you've got him. There's no. It's hard to get double kills
Mm-hmm.
that I've noticed,
Yeah.
and that's really my take on it for the like time that I played.
Yeah. I've obviously played it since release. I literally played it for like 24 hours straight. Um, Obviously, I really like Black Ops games, and I really like Boots on the Ground, and I really like 4v4. And as soon as they announced 4v4 at the end of Modern Warfare season, I realized that this game's going to be a 4v4 game. It's structured for 4v4, and I was hoping we're going to get like smaller maps, like slums, perfect 4v4 map. Um, Even firing range is a better 4v4 map than it was ever a 5v5 or 6v6 map. Um, Obviously, they didn't really bring that many maps into the game. There's like 8 total maps you can play in the fucking game, and I think that's one of the biggest problems with the game. It didn't have good maps or that many maps. There was like 2 good maps in the game. There's Garrison, and I think that's it. That's the only one that really comes to my mind. And I've been playing the game since like November. And I don't know, it's just the way that they rolled out Cold War. I don't know if you guys know this, but obviously there's Call of Duty was on a 3-year cycle. It started back in Advanced Warfare with Sledgehammer coming in. Previously, before that, all the Modern Warfare 1, 2, 3, all the Black Ops games 2, 3, 4 were Treyarch and Activision. Or no, Treyarch and Infinity Ward. And then when Advanced Warfare came out, Sledgehammer came into the picture. They were going to be another studio working on the game. So then it changed to a 3-year system. It would be Sledgehammer makes Infinite or Advanced Warfare. Treyarch makes Black Ops 3, and Infinity Ward makes Infinite Warfare. All right. After 3 years, resets again. Sledgehammer brings World War II, Black Ops 4 by Treyarch, and Modern Warfare from Infinity Ward. So if the cycle were to continue, it's a Sledgehammer year this year. But in the middle of production of Black Ops 4, they had a playtest for the Sledgehammer game, and they said it was fucking terrible. Like, they had so much time. For Sledgehammer took the same engine that was in the previous Call of Duty, so they didn't have that much work to do. They didn't have to create a whole new engine, kind of like what happened with Modern Warfare and Cold War. So that game was so bad that they just pulled it. They're not even going to talk about it. They didn't even put a name to it. And then Treyarch abandons Black Ops 4 literally right after the first DLC, and they start producing Cold War. It's a new engine. They had help from whoever at Infinity Ward made Modern Warfare, and they're playing the new engine Call of Duty, right? So if you were playing Black Ops 4 past the first season, all the DLC maps were garbage. So, like, they literally just focused on Blackout because that was like the biggest selling point of the game, and Black Ops 4 as a multiplayer game was just left in the dust. They have a year to work on it with Modern Warfare rolling out, and then Cold War drops. It's super unfinished. All the betas were super unoptimized. The game's fun, but it's just like it's an unfinished game. Only until Season 1 that drops in like mid-December did the game feel like the full game. Like Black Ops 1, Nuketown was the first, like, Nuketown was in the game. Black Ops 2, Nuketown was in the game. Black Ops 3, Nuketown came out, like, maybe a month into the game. Black Ops 4, Nuketown came out, like, almost halfway into the game. It took a very long time. And then, this game, I mean, they kind of upped the frequency of the game. It came out like a month after the game came out, so obviously it was a little better than Black Ops 4. But like the game was super unfinished. They didn't have any of the good maps like that.
They don't even have ranked play, dude.
They don't have
like,
ranked
that's what
play.
people want. That's what some people like.
Yeah.
a big community wants ranked play, and they're just not giving it to us.
And that's another big issue with Call of Duty right now is the skill-based matchmaking. Like, it has been in the past couple Call of Duties, but it felt different. So, for instance, in Black Ops 4 and Modern Warfare, the way that they did it was if you were that one good, let's say you were good at the game, you shit on everybody, you got dark matter like months before everybody else did, and they put you into the lobby. They'd give you, let's say it's a 6v6 game mode, they give you 5 other bot players, and then on the other team, they get that one good player from your region, and they give them 5 bot players. So it'd be like literally a 1v1 between 2 good players and 5 bot players. So that's kind of how the skill-based matchmaking worked in previous games. Same thing with Modern Warfare. But this game, instead of having that other 5 bot players, now you're playing 6v6 pro players, and fucking Simp and Abizi are going after you while you're trying to get camos. And that makes the game extremely difficult to play and extremely difficult to follow, at least from a competitive, from a casual standpoint. Like, all these big streamers were playing Cold War like, this game is awesome. But if you look now onto the Call of Duty Twitch channel or the YouTubes, the only people streaming the fucking game are people going for camos or pro players. That's it. Tim the Tap Man loved this game when it came out, and then he got skill-based matchmaking because he was playing with Symphony, and then he dropped out. Shroud, same thing.
This game's too hard. I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Basically.
So, like, it kind of sucks, and the only way to relieve this is a ranked play system. No ranked play system. Just take the skill-based matchmaking out and put it into the ranked play system, just like every other video game is. Like, I play Rainbow Six a shit ton. Obviously, it's a game built on the competitive aspect of the game, and the ranked mode has way better skill-based matchmaking. Like, you're actually playing a tough match against people your own skill level, compared to when you're playing like a casual. There's not supposed to be skill-based matchmaking. There is a casual MMR, but you're not always playing, fucking Bolo and Macy J every single chance you get, So it's relatively balanced, but that's a PC game. It's a little bit of a different story compared to a console game. But yeah, there's a lot of issues with Cold War, and I think that's one of the biggest ones. Skill-based matchmaking and ranked play. I feel like if that was in the game, even it didn't have to be right out of the box. Even if it was like we waited a month, like for season 1, it would have been way better. So that kind of sucks.
Yeah.
And obviously, I haven't made that much content on it. I've made more content on the beta than I have the real game. And then obviously, with this new year, new content, I'm gonna try to make some content. But I literally gotta like reverse boost like 6 games ahead of the actual content that I'm gonna be playing if I want to even get close to 30 kills. So
yeah.
And I'm going for camos. It makes it even worse. It's just very difficult. But we'll have to see how it goes.
What can you do, man?
What can you do?
Wait for the next Call of Duty. Boom, there you go.
Exactly. Wait for Advanced Warfare 2. Let's go.
Is Sledgehammer coming back? Is that confirmed?
No, I don't know. I was just kind of talking out of my ass. I hope they do.
I would like another jetpack game, but like not labeled as Call of Duty, because people will hate on it if Call of Duty and jetpack are in the same, same game. So maybe like a jetpack game that's kind of like Call of Duty.
3. Let's go. I like Titanfall.
Yeah,
Have
but
you
not
played it?
Titanfall. Like more Call of Duty.
You never played Titanfall, huh?
I played Apex Legends.
It's not like Apex Legends. They literally when I
think I've played Titanfall a couple times.
Yeah. When I played Apex Legends, literally the only thing that was Titanfall-y about it was like the color palette they used, the structures for like the houses, and the guns. That's it. Like the movement system, the gunplay was completely different. It felt more like a Call of Duty gunplay in the movement than it actually did like a different game. I actually like Titanfall. I just never got around to playing that much of it. I finished both campaigns. I was a really big advocate of Titanfall 1 because that was like the only game you could play besides Call of Duty Ghosts when the Xbox One first released. But I like those games.
I remember people getting mad that you couldn't play Titanfall because it required Xbox Live.
Yeah.
Or like PlayStation Plus or whatever it was.
Yeah. At the beginning, everybody's like, why the fuck do I need Xbox Live? It was only an Xbox game, I think, because it was a Microsoft Respawn exclusive. Could be wrong, though.
Yeah, I don't think it had a campaign, did it?
It did. Oh, no, not the first Titanfall. It didn't. So it was... I mean, it had a campaign, but it was just kind of like... It was kind of like situations from Rainbow Six, where it was just kind of teaching you how to use the characters, and it had like a little bit of a mini storyline in the background, but that's pretty much it. Titanfall 2 did have a campaign though. It was really good. Better than like before, like better than all the Jetpack Call of Duty campaigns, I think. Modern Warfare and Cold War have good campaigns, but you know.
I couldn't finish the MW campaign. It would crash.
It would crash on me. Yeah, me too. My brother got mad at me.
I couldn't finish the campaign.
Yeah, me neither. That was also a big thing with that game. Is it was just so massive in file size that it would crash your shit. So, other than that, here's to 2021. Matt, what do you got planned for 2021?
2021.
Yes.
I'm going to grow. That's what I'm planning. I'm planning on growing.
Growing a couple
like
inches
my social medias and stuff.
Oh.
No, that's not what. No. Okay. I was thinking, you know, I have some goals in mind for my YouTube. I want to hit 100,000 subscribers or more, right?
Nice.
For my TikTok, hit 1 million.
Sheesh.
That'll be pretty cool. Lose some weight, of course. Stop eating all that Taco Bell.
Damn. Fuck the Taco Bell, bro.
Intermittent fasting, man, is a lifesaver. I've lost 4 pounds already, so
nice.
That's good. It's a good start. I can still eat Taco Bell and lose weight, so that's a plus on my end.
Fucking get the taco salads and maybe a light Baja Blast.
No, I full Baja Blast, cheesy gordita crunch, 2 crunchy tacos on the side, and that's my dinner.
That's how you know. That's how you know, man. Yeah, I obviously want to at least hit 1,000 subscribers on this fucking YouTube channel. I don't know if it's going to happen or not. I'm trying really hard on content this year. I have Premiere Pro now. I actually have a real editing software that I'm going to go and learn how to use after this shit. Photoshop, I have to learn that shit. I literally have to take like a college prep class just so I know how to use fucking Photoshop. For anybody that doesn't know, I literally just use Matt as my Photoshop guy. I'm like, hey, can you just like remove this off of a picture and then let me use it as a thumbnail? And he'd be like, yeah, sure, put me in the description. I've had him do some shady shit we won't get into here, maybe later, with Photoshop, just because that can be really deceptive. But yeah, I'm gonna try to learn it just so I don't pay like $20 if I want to Photoshop one photo. I still have to pay him for the last one.
Yeah.
But yeah, hopefully I'll learn how to use that. This year's just gonna be like a learning year and just try to build consistency when it comes to content. Maybe 2 videos a week, 2 high quality videos a week, like the podcast and something else, or maybe like the podcast and 2 other videos, depending on when I want to upload. Obviously, be more active on socials. I want to try to make TikToks. I've made some TikToks. Those are all those links are down in the description. Same thing with Matt. I'll leave his Twitch stream, his YouTube, and his Twitter. He's active on all 3 of those. Maybe not so much the Twitter, but definitely the Twitch and YouTube. And I'll even put his TikTok. Fuck it, because he uploads more on TikTok than he does on Twitter. It's kind of sad, but
yeah, sure. I don't use Twitter that much.
Yeah, I use Twitter a shit ton. Obviously, all my social medias will be down there. His will be down there too. Matt, I really appreciate you coming on for the first episode of the Blank Podcast. Whatever it's titled, you guys will know what the title is by the time this goes uploaded. Make sure to check out my second channel, 9Trick. It's also down in the description. Matt, do you have a second channel?
No, I do not.
No. All right.
No.
Well, just go subscribe to his main channel then. And he's affiliated on Twitch, so if you have that extra Twitch Prime, make sure to go hit him up. I know I do every month. If you guys want to help me get affiliated and use your Twitch Prime on me instead, I'd appreciate that too. Other than that, thank you all so much. We appreciate you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next week with another podcast. Peace.
Peace out.